I'm not literally on the road. Not literally. Got an away game though. No microphone, maybe a little echo. I don't know. You have to tell me how this works here. Everyone hear me okay? Yeah, right. Yeah, what up, Ryan? Jacob, Brian, Oven, Brian. All right, sounds decent. All right, I kind of figured it was going to be. It's just so hard. Those microphones are so heavy. Zane, okay, okay. We're jumping the gun a little bit here. We're jumping the gun. Have you guys done this before? This is the pre-race poll. This is my show. We talk about what I want to talk about when I want to talk about it. Briscoe for the win. Oh, I know there's some people there. Here but hungover. Won't be saying much. Yeah, right. Briscoe. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about putting like those little patches under my eyes today. Jail cell. All right. Well, hey, a couple beers in, out on the boat. Steven, that sounds awesome. Well, let's get to the important stuff here. Oh, what am I drinking today? This is a raspberry lemonade vodka, and I'm in Utah. What do we think the percentage is on this? What do we think? I want to see in the comments. What percent alcohol is in this raspberry lemonade vodka? 2, 6, 3.2. Oh, I am in St. George, Utah. Come on by if you're around. We will be probably watching at the pool. 5. You guys are nowhere close. I had 3 of these yesterday in like an hour, and I turned to my wife and I said, I'm hammered. And my buddy goes, yeah, because those raspberry lemonade vodkas are 10% alcohol. 10%. Well, happy race day. Like Ryan said, I'm glad they canceled the Ryder Cup. Because it would have been bad. I feel like, 10% alcohol. Well, to my last sober moments of the day. Cheers, boys. Cheers. All right. So only one monitor here instead of my normal setup. So we're going to be bouncing around back and forth here. Briscoe. All right. Let's look at Chase's practice. Spotty, and he pulled it. So what do we even need to say about Chase Briscoe? His lap times were average in practice. We had the Penske just completely ruining everyone's practice, at least in Group B. And Chase is going to be there all day, right? I mean, we know that he is really hard to pass. He's going to be out front all day, that first pit stall. Unless someone, which I think could happen, gets out there and just dusts the field, Chase Briscoe is going to be around. If you got some stale numbers at him at like 14-1, anything north of 10, depending on where you got some other drivers, might be worth a look on Chase. 16-1 on Briscoe is good. On brand. Yeah, very on brand for Briscoe. Yep. We got boots on the ground there. Okay, good. All right, Troy, are you watching? I don't know if Troy's watching. Drake, you got 16-1 on Briscoe. He's good. He's just not as good as someone else. One of these cars is not like the others, unfortunately, today. And with the way that qualifying worked out with Briscoe, Hamlin, Larson, Elliott, kind of top 4. Oh, let's just go top 5. Briscoe, Hamlin, Larson, Elliott, Bell. Oof, tough betting race. I'll say this. I have made exactly one bet this week, and it's trash. I thought that when they opened Reddick at 14-1, I thought that was going to be a good price. And here we are. So I think this is going to be a live betting race for me. depending on what I can get, you know. So, by the time you get Blaney, I'll be seeing those Blaney prices is crazy. Anyway, let's move on. Denny Hamlin. He probably looked second best in practice, and he loves Kansas. A very Kansas type practice for him. Good middle of the run. Didn't hold on like Larson, but pretty good. Obviously, Denny's going to be solid. He's going to be up there all day. And you just have Briscoe and Denny starting up front. Those guys are going to be around all day. They're not just going to fade, unless they make a mistake. These guys are going to be around. Let's just move on to Larson. This car looked way better than everyone else, in my opinion. Don't even think it's close. I think the odds makers got this one right, having him be in the plus 250 range. If you had over 350, I just don't know that you can bet that. There's still good cars around him. This could be another one, and this could be a Larson snoozer. It could be a Larson snoozer. What do we have to add on that? Hang on, let me switch back to what do we have to add for Larson? Yeah. Denny 8, okay. Pit upgrades for the 11. Bell was a little better than the 11. Well, I would say, that's earlier this year. Wrong one. I would say Bell. Yeah, maybe Bell looked a little better. I would say, yeah, okay. I'll agree with you. I would say Bell maybe looked a 10th better on the long run. But Denny at Kansas, if he looks good, he's going to be great. I guess we'll say that. So I guess when I say he's second best, it wasn't that he was second best in practice. I just think he's going to be 19, 20, and 11. I would say I'm going to put the 11 ahead of the 20 and the 19. And I would put the 20 ahead of the 19. I just think that based on speed, you're going to have to pass the 19, though. That's going to be hard. Denny, yeah. Denny's going to be Larson's biggest competition. I agree. All right, let's keep her moving here. This is so hard with one screen. I feel like a peasant. Chase Elliott. He fell off in practice, but he was solid. This is a good qualifying for him. I expect him to just have a solid day. Never race winning, right? We're never going to be worried that Chase Elliott's going to go out there and just take the lead from these guys. I don't think that that's going to happen. But I anticipate if people make mistakes and maybe he has a good pit stops or someone else struggles or has a penalty, yeah, he could get out front. He's probably going to be, just 5th place all day long. He's not going to get passed by there's probably a handful of guys in the field that could pass him, but he can't pass anyone. Yeah, 4th through 9th all day. Yep, fair enough. We can just keep moving. Chris Bell. Yeah, probably looks second best in practice. I don't know. He looked good. Oof. It's so tart and strong. There's literally nothing good about it. And I have a Vizzy here too, so I don't know if I'm going to get through both of these. Nate's saying that he was faster than the 5 in the spring when he was up front. Yeah. Oh, that's Ross. Yeah, he was good here. You can get those drinks in Utah. Let's just stick to weed and coffee. Oof. That sounds terrible in the morning. That would mean my day is over. I don't know. Are you talking about Bell was faster than Larson or Elliott? Bell, I just don't think their 1.5 mile program is where it was last year. I don't think that there was I was so sure when we were at Vegas last year in the fall that Bell was going to have a rocket. He was going to qualify. He was going to qualify well, and he was going to win or at least have a chance to win at Las Vegas. I think everyone here was on him. They just had more speed at 1.5 miles. So I don't think that's the same kind of speed we're seeing this year out of the 20 on these 1.5 miles. Jeez, everyone. Anyway, so I guess, if Chase does get track position, okay, I'll say this. Let's narrow it down a little bit more. I think that there's a handful of cars that can pass Chase. And I think Chase can only pass a handful of cars. So Bell was clean air most of practice. Okay, good to know. I watched practice, but, I wasn't at my, when you're not at your battle station, it's a little harder. So let's keep moving here. Carson Hocevar. About like we expected. Practice-wise, I don't even care what he looks like in practice. Does anybody care what Hocevar looks like? I just think he's going to be faster than he looks. Hocevar at 50, I agree. I think anytime you're at a 1.5 mile track or almost any track, Hocevar at 50 is auto bet. So I don't know. He'll be fast if he doesn't make a mistake. Yeah, if he doesn't hit somebody. This kid, he could also be the first guy out. Him or Kyle Busch. Let's be honest. Poor Kyle. Same story every week. Yeah, the Hocevar, I don't care how he looks in practice. He's gonna race better. He's gonna be fast. At some point in the day, at some point on the broadcast, we'll be talking about how fast Carson Hocevar has been. Or they'll be talking about how big of an idiot he is. First out, yeah, I would say KFB or Barry. Yep, Ross, again, I totally agree. He is not, you cannot take Hocevar in matchups yet. He cannot be trusted. This is not the 9 car. This is the 77 car. And when that happens, you have to take him like to win or top 3. You cannot trust him in a matchup. You can't trust him to take a 12th place car and finish 8th. Bubba. Well, Bubba showed some speed at times in practice, like especially early on, and then never quite recovered after that first caution for Blaney. This is a good track for Bubba. I expect him to run solidly all day. We're not in must-win territory, are we? I don't know. It's hard to say. Denny says no, they're not in must-win. Freddie Kraft said that they are probably in a must-win. Bubba was just a rocket on the short run, but that might be he just got up to speed fast and there was more speed in the track. Later on tires, he was not good, but he could have been in traffic. A little value, maybe on the win price. I can't trust him. I can't trust Bubba. Again, I have nothing on the race other than a terrible Reddick number, just an atrocious number. Ty Gibbs, well, weird. He was fastest in Group A. Him and Eric Jones, but I don't know. I got nothing for Ty. I think if anything, you're fading Ty. Bubba did like his car. Okay. Ross Chastain. Okay. Looking at practice, I didn't love Ross. He fell off. He wasn't good in the short run. He was okay in the middle of the run, and he had a lot of fall off. But for some reason, that price is just, he won the race last year. He won the Coke 600. I don't know. I don't hate the price for whatever reason. I don't hate the price. Is anybody with me on this? Yeah. I don't have a great explanation for why I don't mind Ross today. He wasn't good on the short run. He wasn't good on the long run. I don't know. I just think his win price. Well, isn't he like, 20 something? Let's see here. 25. 25 at DraftKings, it looks like. It's really hard when you have a car like Larson. I expect whatever Blaney had last week for it to be very similar to what Larson has today. Ross over Reddick stage 1. Richard, good question. He looked better. Okay, so Richard, last year at this race, he did not look as good when he won, but he did look good in the Coke 600. He's a better restarter intermediates. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that might be a live thing, Brian. I think you're right. Maybe we wait on him live. Yeah, because here's the thing: you're going to have a lot of the win equity is going to be eaten up by those guys up front. For one, you're going to have Hamlin up there, you're going to have Larson up there, you have Briscoe up there, you have Bell up there. There's going to be a lot of win equity eaten up there. So you're going to probably find a lot of value on guys that are around that 10th place. King, what are you saying? Who looked good? Or yes, he did. He looked good. He looked good in the Coke 600. I don't think he looked good last year in practice. Ross top Chevy and Hope Larson's. Okay. Yeah, maybe we do have to look at some manufacturer bets. I think with the Ford struggling, there might be some opportunity there. And maybe you bet like Larson's not going to finish and maybe take him some top Chevy because Byron wasn't there on speed either. Yeah, just betting outright over top Chevy Larson domination play. Yeah. Okay, let's keep moving here. Eric Jones. I thought Eric was great in practice. I thought he was great. He figured something out. What I like about his practice is he got faster late in a run. Like he learned something. Like the car kind of came to him late in the run. It was not like this. He put up one fast lap, like he pulled a rabbit out of a hat in one lap. There was a progression to him getting faster. I like that about Eric Jones. I still think he's probably the most underrated driver in the sport. Jones top Toyota. Your Jones. I don't think it has a chance. I mean, maybe like a top 5. What's his best top 5 price? He's 40. Yeah, they have Ross. That's a good point. He's been fast. 15-1 top Toyota. Yeah, 6-1 top 5 feels a little short. Yeah, I just think you're going to see him like restart. They're going to be talking about the guys up front, or maybe Larson's going to be dominating, or Chase, or Hamlin. Someone's going to be dominating, and we're just going to say, "Oh, Eric Jones quietly restarting 6th with speed." I could see that happening. William Byron. Ooh, they kind of missed it. They missed it a little bit. I think he'll be solid, but I have, he's already short because it's a mile and a half Hendrick and he's William Byron, but I'm not supportive of the 24 today. Yeah, the way Legacy's been running top 5, 6-1's tough. Yeah, Byron mid in traffic. Yep, that's the same thing. He does not. If he were starting 2nd or 3rd, he'd be a player. Yep. Yeah, 7 to 12th. Yeah, I would say more 7th than 12th, but we get the point. Tyler Reddick, geez, I mean, you embarrassed me. You embarrassed me in front of my friends, Tyler. I mean, he pitted multiple times. There was nothing spectacular about practice. They need a Hail Mary, in my opinion. Need a Hail Mary. Jones over McDowell. Ooh, Harrison. That's a good look. Harrison says Jones over McDowell. Minus 115 on locals. Jacob, is that up for us? Kind of like that one. Hot Guy Pod's on. Reddick's kid is in the hospital? Oh, really? Oh, dude, McDriver does have that pass-through. Well, he's not toast, but oh, shit. When did that happen, Ryan? Top 4, it is wide open today. Jones over Barry. Yeah, Barry race is better. Let's keep moving here. We are on Barry. Let's see. How did Joshie look? Slow. Not as bad as he did in Las Vegas when he won, but yeah, he looks pretty bad today. Oh man, I did not see that about Reddick. I'm telling you, man, I don't know if my kid was in the hospital with heart issues. I do not know that I could be racing. I don't know that I could be racing. Hmm. No, that's terrible, man. You become a parent and you hear stuff like that. Oh my gosh, it just has me rattled. I would be, I'd be wrecked if that were me. Wow, John Hunter's. I like him over McDowell anyway. Here, I like both of those legacy cars over McDowell. Noah Gregson. Oh, gosh, this is a place where you wanna think that Noah's going to be good. Here's the difference between him and Eric Jones. When I was talking about Eric Jones, he got progressively faster. This is where like Gregson can nail a lap ripping the boards and run one fast lap, but he can't do it consistently. So every now and then you'll see a really fast lap out of this 4, which is what we get. Is my reception gone bad? Yeah, I think. Listen, if somehow this 4 car gets hooked up on the top, he will make some passes. I also think there's a chance he's the first guy out of the race. Chris Buescher, I kind of thought he would look better, but I think he's going to race well. Again, kind of a spotty practice for him. I don't know if he was in traffic. Can we confirm if he was in traffic or not? I know my dad and stepmom are watching, waiting for me to get to Logano. I'm sure my mom too. My mom loves Logano. The 17 liked his car a lot, but Big Ross, I'm pretty sure we feel the same way about practice. Is like, meh. Yeah. What did Buescher? It's Larson and everyone else so far. Buescher did love his car. What did he reopen? Because I kind of like that as well. Like plus 350 top Ford. Yeah, I got some comments. Every time I take a drink, it looks like someone kicked me in the balls. They are plus 450 at DraftKings. Okay. I still think there's other Fords that could be good. We're going to get to that. That's what they call a tease in the business, kids. Austin Dillon. That Austin Dillon boy. Is he in Group A or B? Where is Austin Dillon's? Oh, he was slow in Group B. So not as slow as Logano, but like how bad did Logano look in practice? And then how much are we going to bet on him top 5? Yeah, so we're moving on. No one cares about Austin Dillon at this point. Alex Bowman, kind of interesting, good track for him. And kind of interesting in practice, real slow until late in practice. He was able to rip some really fast laps. So he's really consistent, no short run speed, none, almost 0, but real fast in the long run. Like late in the run, I know he pitted, so he was on cooler tires, but those are some smoking laps late in the run. How's Blaney going to be? I don't know. All the focus on the 3 other HMS cars. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can all agree that they were just testing for Vegas. Buescher was behind Herbst early, passed him on lap 7, then got into clean air. Okay, thanks, Derek. A lot of long runs. I do expect long runs today. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so I think if someone's optimistic on Bowman, I think he could have a lot of upside, a lot of potential upside. Ricky Stenhouse, I don't think has upside today. Are we shocked by that? Where is Ricky Stenhouse? Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Same thing with Ricky every week. I'm just going to skip him. Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece had an interesting practice for me, in my opinion. Nothing really fast, but not a lot of fall off. He didn't run a lot of laps. So he was solid, but never great. And he was always a top 10 car here in the spring. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not taking like a top Ford shot with him, but I think he's going to be all right. I think he's going to race all right. Another guy that races much better in practice. Yeah. Restarts will be a shit show late. Yeah, potentially. I think we just get a lot of green flag runs. Kez over Joey. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. I like Joey. I don't even care how Joey looks in practice anymore. You know, we have to learn our lesson that it just doesn't matter. It just does not matter. Dinger looked awesome. Dinger looked awesome in practice. So I don't know what to say. When they made the adjustments, they didn't make adjustments for the better, but I thought he was awesome. So anyone, yeah, Daniacs in the house, yeah. I know. Just get to Zane Smith top Ford already. What's his top 10 price? What's the best top 10 out there on Zane? Zany boy. Oh. Yeah, Dinger prices are cooked. All right. Yeah, he's been fast in his package. I agree. You know, I would talk about Zane if he'd have qualified a little better. What a pathetic effort. McDowell clearly in big trouble with the stop and go, but dude, he can get his lap back. I think he'll be the fastest car a lap down. So definitely a big penalty for the team. And you have to fade him when just battling track position and some of the matchups that you have that you can take over him, especially Eric Jones. That's track position as well. So and a better pit stall. So obviously I like Jones more than I like the John Hunter Nemechek, but I do think that Legacy as a whole has just been really good with speed lately. So especially in this package. So I don't hate John Hunter over McDowell either. Justin Haley, let's see, old Justin. Lots of fall off. And gosh, I think Justin Haley is a good driver, and I think he actually runs the high line pretty well, but did not have much in practice today or yesterday. Nuke, what up? 6-1, Johnny J says. Top 10 for Zane. 8-1 early. Yeah. Nuke, who you guys on today? Does it rhyme with Schmarson? Let's keep moving. Todd Gilliland. I don't think there's any Gillevers today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If someone has an edge on Gilliland, you're smarter than I am. I don't think that he's gonna. I don't know. You know, I got no clue. It's really hard to have an opinion on every driver every week. I try to, but it's really hard. And we're kind of entering that point of the pre-race poll where the 10%ers kind of kicking in because I already had one before this. And then I don't have much on this race. Trying to give good information, but I cannot have an opinion on everybody. Like SVG today, he looked really bad in practice. It was almost like his car didn't stick because he'd run fast lap, slow lap, fast lap, slow lap. So I don't trust SVG today. Just get out of people's way. Don't do what you did last week. John Hunter, I think upside for John Hunter. Right, that's where we're at. I don't even care how he looked in practice. He was good on the short run and then actually made an adjustment. And then I think that made a good adjustment because his car got more consistent. You like to see that. You just want to see more consistency after they pit, or you want to see speed. What you can't see is just lots of like quick fall off or just no fire off speed after an adjustment. Those are the things I don't like to see when someone pits. SVG. Oh, Kelly still races Cup. I don't know if SVG has a pass through. All right. Derek says that John Hunter is 10-1 for a top 10. I just don't see that. You going to the Roval Hot Guy Pod? Nice. I wish it was the Oval. Okay. Scuddy Scud says the same thing about John Hunter. Okay, I would not put Jones and John Hunter in the same category this week. So that's not what I'm saying. If that's what you're taking away from my discussion on John Hunter Nemechek, is that you should be betting him top 10, I'm doing a poor job. Okay, because the 43 is way better than the 42. I'll get there, Jacob. You of all people should know how this works. Okay, now we're to someone I want to talk about. Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric was awesome in practice, and I love him every way today. Pound him every which way. I think Cindric's going to be good. I don't care if he's starting from the rear. It does not matter to me. This looked like the best Ford. Yeah, I agree. I think that Cindric's going to be great today. He's been pounded. Good. All right. Top Ford. 22nd place finish on deck. Penske train to the front. The 12 should have a rocket, Jacob says. Well, do I trust him in traffic? Good question, Ross. It's I don't trust him as much as I trust the 22 and the 12, but I do think that there's value on him at some of these, at some of maybe the top 5 or top Ford. Yeah, it is the same with every week with Cindric, but I trust him more on 1.5 mile tracks than I do short tracks. I mean, it's been a long time since we've raced on 1.5 mile, a true 1.5 mile. And I think that Cindric on 1.5 mile is different than Cindric that's fast at Gateway in practice. And he needs to be good today. Yeah, but Cindric, I agree, Connor. That's the point I'm bringing up is if Cindric looks good in practice at a mile track, I don't trust him as much as when I see him fast at a 1.5 mile track. It's just different. Cindric passed Bell in practice, 3-lap fresher tires. Yeah, I mean, pounding the 2. All right. Cole Custer, nothing on him. I mean, okay, Zane. Yeah, Zane's car was great. He said it was great. Everyone has him. It's not a secret. He just needs to pass cars. He's going to need to steal track position. Okay. Kyle Busch, jeez. I just don't have anything to say. Daniel Suarez, he's completely cashed in. He looked average at best. He'll be hard to put a lap down, though. We all know that. Brad Keselowski. Brad. I thought he was going to be better than he was. I don't know. I'm sick of losing money on Brad. Priest Busher top Ford for Nuke. Have to add Cindric out of respect. Hoffcast said Byron's going to win today. Okay. I don't think so, but where over Bush? That's pretty good. Yeah. Kyle Busch. Brad and KFB are complete fades. Yeah. I can't trust Brad. I'm sick of losing money on him. I think Logano kicks the shit out of him. Riley Herbst, Ty Dillon, Cody Ware, Joey Logano. Let's talk about this Logano and Blaney. What would Blaney's price? Okay, so Logano, we know sucked in practice. I don't care. What's his top 5 price? Okay, I think he's gonna. This is every week. Trying to manifest a Byron win. Fair enough. I want to talk about something first. For one, Logano every week looks like this. Trash, except for last week. Trash. Yeah, Blaney would be 7-1 if you qualified normally. I also want to add one more thing. What if Blaney hadn't won last week? What would his odds be? What would Blaney's odds be if he hadn't won? I don't think you'd see 20. I think I'm not tired. Logano's, you don't lose money on Logano. Not if you're taking him top 5 and top 10. You print money. That's the thing. I think Blaney would be half if he had not won last week. That's the only reason he's 20 is he doesn't need to win. So I think odds makers are just saying, we don't think he's going to try. Okay, this is not Tyler Reddick winning at Homestead and then going to Martinsville. The 12 has been so fast sometimes this year, you or I could drive that thing to the lead. I think the fact that Logano looked bad in practice and blew a tire is also another reason that we're seeing this high price on the 12. I don't know how you don't have a nice little bet on the 12. Blaney won't be. We'll never see. We might never see that again in his career. We might not see 20-1 on the 12. Well, I shouldn't say in his career because look at Kyle Busch. I mean, jeez. Yeah, backup cars. I don't know. Do we? Yeah, Nuke, completely agree. That is, I think they tried that and they failed. If they're still training or they're still prepping for Vegas, what do you think they run? What place does he run? 6th? And playoff points, don't those carry over? A win? Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be better to live bet because they're going to be talking about him. That's the only thing. Yeah, I think Logano somehow gets in the top 10. I don't even think it's going to be hard for him. He'll figure it out. And you can't fade Penske. The second they start talking about Blaney, he's going to get crushed. Yeah. Yeah, his price is going to go 0. I think that too. I think Nuke brings up a good point, right? We all know that there's the potential for him to just try stuff for Vegas. Oh, dude, the 12 was a spaceship at Vegas. A spaceship. Yeah, Blaney up to 25th after 10 laps, down to 7-1. I just don't see 20 on Blaney. Bovada still has 18, tempted to hit again. I mean, I don't know how you don't. I am a rocket. Thank you, Hawkeye Pod. Yum. It's so good. What is he like top 5? I mean, betting isn't legal in this state, so I can't really. Dude, Hawkeye Pod, you weren't here for the start of it, but raspberry lemonade vodka, 10%. It's not good. There's nothing good about it. Whew. Top 10. Logano Blaney. I'll start from the back today. It was Logano Blaney. Zane. I'll go Zane. I know we got a lot of Zane. And by the way, I'm doing this for the fans. Zane. It's way harder to start from the back here. I think Bowman gets there. Well, no, I'm going to say Busher, Byron, Jones, Ross. Uh-oh. I can't go that way. I have to start. Sorry. Okay. Stop. I'm going to reset. Briscoe, Hamlin, Larson, Elliott, Bell, Hocevar. Logano, Blaney. Byron, Busher. That's it. Yeah, I mean, Jones is up there too. He's right on the edge. I'm not hammered. Okay, maybe Bowman, P11. Okay. I can only put 10 guys in there. Who are you taking out? Logano or Blaney and putting in Cindric? Come on. I like Cindric, but I like him in more top forward and top 5. Hocevar. Hey, listen, I think Cindric could be good. By the way, I don't know if anyone knows this. They still have to run the race today. What I say has no bearing on how they're going to finish this race. I know this might seem like news to you, but sometimes things don't play out exactly like it. And when I'm making my picks, I don't have anything planned. I have literally thought about just the bets. So me picking a top 10, I don't know. They're going to run a race today. Okay. Taking out Logano. Okay. You can come up with a top 10. People see, you guys can come up with a top 10 and then see if people show up to your live stream. Can you be entertaining, hilarious, good looking, all of these things? Not easy to be me. And be right. Hammer Cynic top 5, then don't put them in your top 10. Yeah. Boji, I'm not even going to explain that to you. I'm not going to, and drunk. Yeah. What was the tire fall off for practice? It looked like it was for who? For Larson, almost 0. It looks like there was about a second, not quite a second and a half of fall off in practice. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, I got another drink. I already finished my first one. Come on, go fast, Troy. You know I'm good looking. I was casting The Bachelorette. You guys know that, don't you? The old Bachelorette story. Dude, he made it. He's moving on to the next round, my son. And yeah, it's like this ongoing thing. Yes, Chris, thank you. Take all this energy and keep voting for my son. The next round has started today. So we need votes still. I think it's the same link. Chris, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, you got to go vote. My wife gets mad when I don't tell people to vote. Okay. Like, what am I doing? Okay, so for my winner today, if I don't pick Larson, am I like, how would you like me to approach this picking my win? Like last week, I didn't take Blaney because it was so clearly obvious. Thank you, Chris. Cheers to you, Chris, buddy. Taking a pull. Pick my actual winner. Oh, but that's the thing. If I pick my actual winner, like, what am I going to take SVG and all these and all of his wins? I think Larson kicks the shit out of everybody today. That's what I think. And then I would say the best value on the board is Ryan Blaney. Okay. That's the best value. And I think my pick, I don't know. I've never cared so little about something. Like last week I took Barry because I didn't want to take Blaney, and I feel like I was still right about that. Larson, Blaney, Jones. Winner without Larson. Do you want me to take Hamlin? Like, this isn't exciting. I like to. If I had one bet, I'd be betting Blaney. If I had to pick a winner, I'm taking Larson. And Larson's biggest competition will be the 11. Yeah, say Cindric. Man, how much did you bet on Cindric, Boji? I feel like I just top 3 outright values. Top 3 outright values. We can do that. Blaney. No, I will say Busher. That's a 30-1. I mean, that's not bad. Cindric 75. Come on, Cindric's not winning. To be honest here. Yeah, Busher could be sneaky. All right. Zane Train, Blaney, Busher, Jones. Yeah, I just you really think Jones can get there? I don't hate Chastain. Kyle, the reason I didn't say Chastain is I don't have a good explanation for why I think he'll be good. I just think he will be. I mean, Johnny J, I think Joey finishes in the top 10. I haven't bet it. I'm probably not betting it. When does Joey not finish in the top 10? Yeah. Yeah. 43. All right, everybody. Any other questions? Chastain and Kansas are peas and carrots. Yeah, the speed, like I said, Big Ross, I said the speed wasn't there. There's nothing about this that says you should be betting Chastain other than that's what I think. Just trying to be honest. Yeah, water coming through Salt Lake. No, we won't be. Okay, so go fast, Troy. The way I feel about Ross is I feel about 17, but you should feel better about the 17 because 17 liked his car. Dark horse. I mean, dark horse. I would say Jones and Cindric are dark horses. Straight bets has 5, 23, 11, 24, 12. What's Blaney top 5? That's a good point, Brian. As long as Larson stays out front, other numbers will float. I'm grabbing a few wives here. There's always a team outside the place randomly shows up in the playoffs. Is it Legacy, Spire, front row? Looked like front row yesterday. Yeah, or Legacy. We're flying in out of Vegas, yeah. It's just easier with a kid to fly direct. It's better to have a 2-hour drive flight versus, hop, skip, and a jump to Salt Lake and then fly home. They'll be passing today. Yeah, spring to fall, it does race differently. 250 plus 250 top 5 for Blaney. Pit strategy, tires won't hurt. Thank you, Kyle. That's proving my point. All right, everybody. I'm out of here. I'm drunk. I'm sure they'll get some drunk tweets. Stay tuned. All right. I don't know. Todd, let's get some Blaney. I don't know if Todd's watching, but I don't know. Let's get some Blaney. It's time. Blaney Group H. I don't even know what that is. Don't forget the berries. I don't know. Who else is in Group H? Blaney top 4 is the same as his top 5. Wasn't me. unless Todd did it. 45-123. I think Blaney beats those guys. Nah, I'm not drunker. I actually don't like the way the fans were, behaving yesterday at Bethpage. I actually don't like it. I do love the controversy, but I don't like the comments about his family. I hate that. And I'm talking about Rory, obviously, but I don't know. I was always I was never a Rory hater, but I was certainly not a lover of Rory McIlroy. I just kind of appreciated where he stood in the game of golf. And now I'm kind of a fan. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Go see Chipper Jones take on blaming Rory for bringing his family as a joke. I don't get it. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I agree. It should never be personal, you know. I don't know. I'm leaving the Ryder Cup more of a fan of Rory. You don't take shots like that at someone's family. Come on. Make it funny. Don't make it personal. And you can kind of toe that line if you're a comedian. If you're a drunk fan at an event, you can't. That button choking thing was hilarious. That was funny. Dude, Ross, man, it's really unpopular. It's really unpopular to say that European guys are more likable, but look at that team, man. The team looks yeah, US team affected by Live a lot, yeah. All right, well, I mean, I hope the USA wins. Like, I would love to see a huge comeback. I'd love to see a huge comeback. I mean, that would be incredible. But all right, everybody, I'm out of here. Cheers. I turned down a golf pod. I was gonna do a golf pod with Todd, like a gambling one every week, but I'm a little too close to the sport. Didn't want to do that. Didn't want to. So I don't know. Maybe next year we'll do something. But anyway, peace.